All right, let's just dive right in. Picture this, a totally beautiful, quiet sunrise. You know, that fresh, calm morning feeling? Now, compare that to the heavy, crushing guilt of studying late at night. We've all been there, right? Staring at a textbook at 10 p.m., your eyes are getting heavy. It's the worst. Well, today's explainer is all about breaking free from that nightly guilt trap. We're looking at a strategy that completely rethinks how and when we learn, which is an absolute game changer, especially if you're trying to make that leap from a B1 to a B2 level in your English.
I absolutely love this quote. The morning is like a blank page in a notebook. It perfectly captures that rare, quiet moment right before your phone starts buzzing with a million notifications. The city is still waking up, and you actually have this undisturbed window of time. It gives you the chance to set the tone for your whole day, instead of just letting stressful emails dictate how you feel right out of the gate.
Section 1. A calm, fresh start. So to really get why mornings are so crucial, we kind of have to look at the evening. We have all tried to learn English when we're just completely drained. Our source actually uses a brilliant analogy for the word overwhelmed. Imagine your brain is a computer and you've got way too many browser tabs open. You've got your work tab, your family tab, the messages tab, and then you try to open an English study tab at 9 p.m. Yeah, the whole system just crashes. And that is exactly why shifting to a morning routine is so incredibly powerful.
You can really see the stark contrast here. On one side, ending your day feeling guilty is just, well, it's a heavy burden to carry. But look at the alternative, a proactive morning. The source shares this great story about a learner named Sarah. She works late in customer support, so instead of forcing herself to study in the evening, she turned her morning train commute into her classroom. She literally just pops in her headphones and listens to an English podcast. She swapped all that evening fatigue for focused, intentional learning. Pretty smart, right?
Moving on to Section 2, the English Small Breakfast. Here is the crucial takeaway. You really don't need a heavy, stressful 2-hour study session to see real progress. Instead, you just need what the source calls a small breakfast for your English. This whole routine is built on 4 super manageable bites: listen, speak, write, and review. The beauty of this is that these steps are designed to easily fit right into the life you already have. You can do them while you're making coffee or commuting, so you're not trying to magically carve out impossible extra hours in your day.
All right, let's break these bites down. Bite 1 is simple. Listen. When you wake up, your brain is literally like a clean sponge. Now, rather than instantly soaking up the dirty water of social media stress or urgent work emails, you can choose to soak up pure water. By just pressing play on a calm English podcast while you make your morning tea, your brain absorbs the language so deeply and naturally, way before the daily noise even begins.
Let's pause here for a quick word walk to look at some key vocabulary for advancing learners. The word here is intentional. Being intentional means taking just 1 second to consciously choose your English over endless scrolling. You aren't just operating on autopilot, you're doing things on purpose. I mean, it's the exact same phone and the exact same morning coffee, but you are intentionally pressing a different button to invest in your future.
All right, Section 3, waking up your voice.
So, bite 2 is speaking out loud. Now, I know a lot of learners can read perfectly well but completely freeze up when it comes to speaking. The source calls the morning a small gym for your mouth, which I absolutely love. By speaking just a few sentences out loud, maybe just telling your bathroom mirror what you're grateful for today, you cure those stiff English muscles. And the best part, it is a totally safe space. Nobody is watching, nobody is judging. It's literally just you, your voice, and your toothbrush building up that confidence.
That brings us to bite 3, writing. I want you to think of this as cleaning up your mental desk. You know how your morning thoughts can feel like a bunch of scattered papers? Well, you just write 3 or 4 simple sentences about your plans or your feelings to get those thoughts organized. And here is the secret. Do not worry about perfect grammar. Forget it. The whole goal here is just to train yourself to think in English and clear your mind for the day ahead.
And that brings us to a fantastic B2 level word from our source, mindful. This type of writing is highly mindful. It's this tiny moment to step off the treadmill of life, take a deep breath, and actually notice what's happening inside your own head. It leaves you feeling incredibly refreshed, kind of like opening a window in a stuffy room to let a cool breeze in.
Section 4, the Mindful Word Workout.
Bite 4 is all about the review, and our source has this amazing metaphor for this. Learning without reviewing is like buying new plants every day and totally forgetting to water the old ones. Sure, the new ones look super exciting at first, but they're going to die pretty quickly. Taking just 5 to 10 minutes to review yesterday's vocabulary ensures your English brain gets a gentle little gym session. That way, you don't lose all that precious knowledge you've worked so hard to gain.
Which leads us perfectly into our next key word: consistent. The real secret here isn't trying to cram 50 words into your brain on a Tuesday and then doing absolutely nothing for the rest of the week. No, it's about building a rhythm. Think about it exactly like brushing your teeth. I mean, you wouldn't skip brushing all week just to do it for an hour straight on Sunday, right? Touching the language lightly every single morning, that is how you build real, lasting fluency.
And finally, Section 5, Small Steps, Big Futures.
Okay, I want you to think about this number, 150. Now, it might feel like 5 minutes of listening to a podcast while making your tea is pretty insignificant, right? But check this out. If you dedicate just 5 minutes a day for a month, that equals 150 minutes. That's over 2 hours of focused, proactive learning. It just goes to show how these tiny, everyday choices compound into massive results over time.
It's undeniable proof that small steps really do add up. As the source points out, it is not about natural talent. It's about discipline. Think about it. Tiny drops of water eventually carve a solid rock. That quiet discipline of just showing up for yourself every single morning, that's what makes you unstoppable. Slowly but surely, it builds the key that opens up doors to new jobs, travel, and real, deep connections.
And how does all of this actually make you feel? Energized. Checking off this small breakfast routine replaces that heavy guilt of avoiding your studies. Honestly, it's like your own internal battery jumping straight from 10% to 60%. You feel awake, alive, and ready to take on whatever comes next. You get to step into your day with this quiet confidence, knowing you already achieved something awesome for your future before you even walked out the front door.
To wrap up this explainer, I've got a challenge for you, directly inspired by our source material. What new word are you going to use today? Take just one new phrase from what we've talked about, maybe overwhelmed, intentional, or consistent. Be a little bold and actively write it down or say it out loud today. Go ahead and kickstart your own morning English journey and just watch how those small steps build a truly beautiful future.